This is Defense News Weekly from NewsGate Television, edition number 21. In this edition, India says humanitarian crisis in Gaza is grave but taking hostages is unacceptable. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh visits Southeast Asian countries to strengthen strategic bonds. And India's newest guided missile destroyer INS Imphal test fires the extended range of Brahmos Missile. But first things first. During the 2+2 India-Australia meeting between External Affairs Minister and Defence Ministers meet, EAM Dr. Jaishankar has stated that there exists a humanitarian situation in Gaza in the ongoing Israel-Hamas conflict, but taking hostages is unacceptable, hinting that what Hamas terrorists did on October 7th was totally unacceptable. Dr. Jaishankar stated this during media interaction on Tuesday, the 21st of November. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh was in Jakarta, Indonesia, to take part in the 10th ASEAN Defence Ministers meeting. India has called for ASEAN regional security initiatives that are consultative and development-oriented to reflect the larger consensus among various stakeholders, including an enhanced maritime security network in the region. Rajnath Singh, in his observations during the ASEAN meeting, reiterated India's commitment to freedom of navigation, overflight, and unimpeded lawful commerce in the international waters, in accordance with international laws, including United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. After completing his tour to Indonesia, the Defence Minister on his way back home paid a brief visit to Singapore on 18th of November. He paid tribute to Subhash Chandra Bose by laying a wreath at the Indian National Army marker there. Construction of this monument to commemorate the unknown warrior was proposed by Netaji himself, and he had laid the foundation stone in July of 1945. In 1995, the National Heritage Board of Singapore erected the INA marker on the same spot as the original memorial. Now the news from Indian Navy. The week gone by saw launch of Amini, the fourth of the 8 into ASW shallow water craft project being built by Garden Reach shipbuilders. This is a part of that project which is designed to undertake anti-submarine operations in the coastal waters along with low-intensity maritime operations and mine-laying operations. The ship has been named Amini to signify the strategic maritime importance accorded to the island of Amini at Lakshadweep, located about 400 kilometers west of Kochi. 4 ships are being built at the Garden Reach Shipbuilders Engineers Workshop at Kolkata. The balance 4 ships subcontracted to Messrs. Larsen & Toubro Shipbuilding for hull and part outfitting. Arnala class of ships will replace the in-service Abhay class ASW corvettes of the Indian Navy. The 9th edition of Joint Military Exercise Mitra Shakti 2023 between India and Sri Lanka has commenced at Anudd at Pune. The exercise is being conducted from 16th to 29th of November. The Indian contingent of 120 personnel is being represented mainly by the troops from the Maratha Light Infantry Regiment. The Sri Lankan side is represented by personnel from 53 Infantry Division, 15 personnel from the Indian Air Force and 5 personnel from Sri Lankan Air Force are also participating in this exercise. The aim of this exercise is to jointly rehearse conduct of sub-conventional operations under Chapter 7 of the United Nations Charter. The scope of this exercise includes synergizing joint responsiveness during counter-terrorist operations. Both sides will practice tactical actions such as raid, search and destroy missions, heliborne missions, etc. In addition, Army martial arts routine combat reflect shooting and yoga will also form part of the exercise curriculum. Exercise Mitra Shakti 2023 will also involve employment of drones and counter unmanned aerial systems beside helicopters. INS Sumedha is on an extended range operational deployment and is currently operating in the Atlantic Ocean along with the west coast of Africa. During this period, INS Sumedha operated in the Gulf of Guinea, undertaking a 31 days anti-piracy patrol. This is the second such patrol being undertaken by Indian Navy in this crucial maritime region. Maiden Gulf of Guinea anti-piracy patrol was undertaken by INS Tarkash in September and October in the year of 2022. Region is critical for India's national interest as it is an important source of India's energy requirement. INS Sumedha's deployment also ensured enhancing Navy-to-Navy connect with regional navies including Senegal, Ghana, Togo, Nigeria, Angola and Namibia. And lastly, in this week's Defence News Weekly, good news has come from INS Imphal. It test-fired the latest variant of Brahmos Missile during its extended sea trials. INS Imphal is a guided missile destroyer and is part of Project 15B. By the end of this year, it is expected to be commissioned. The sea trial during its maiden firing of Brahmos Missile was a grand success. Missile, after it had left INS Imphal, took that signature 90 degrees turn and hit the target with bullseye accuracy. That's all for this week's in Defence News Weekly from NewsGate Television. Keep watching this space for more news from strategic and defence world. Namaskar. Jai Hind.